maybe he doesn't want the American people, all of you watching tonight, to know that he's paid nothing in federal taxes.
That was Hillary Clinton in the debate last week, suggesting she knew something about Donald Trump's unreleased tax report. Lo and behold, a few days later, the New York Times publishes his tax report saying exactly what Hillary Clinton said it would say. So, was any law broken? And was there collusion between the IRS, the Clinton campaign, and the New York Times? Here now is Lis Wiehl, Fox News legal analyst and author of yet another new book, The Candidate. Perfect timing for that book.
Exactly.
All right, Lisa, it is pretty weird that Hillary comes out last Tuesday in the debate and says this, and then a couple of days later, the New York Times publishes this. First, before we get the legal stuff, it seems like there's a little collusion there.
The timing is a little strange.
Yeah.
That this envelope just happens to appear in this reporter's, as we've seen in this reporter's mailbox. And by the way, it's the return address is Trump Towers.
That's what they say.
That's
I mean,
what
you can
they
put
say.
any return address on it you want.
Well, you can go to Trump Towers and just get the envelope from Trump Towers. You can stay in the Trump Towers and get the envelope. So it does seem a little weird, collusion. I'm sure that there's going to be an investigation as to how this has got. But,
okay, well, the question of whether the New York Times broke a law by publishing this is significant because the federal law says, and we can put it up on the screen, it shall be unlawful for any person to whom any return or return information is disclosed in a manner unauthorized by this title. And it goes on to say that you could be guilty, if you're found guilty of this, you could be in prison for 5 years with a big fine.
Okay, but if I'm representing the New York Times, here's what I say. I say, the leaker, the person that got this information illegally, and we just have to assume that it was taken illegally because we just can't assume that Trump would just hand this stuff over.
Well, he says he did.
Well, okay. So it was gotten illegally. It was retrieved illegally. The leaker certainly has violated the law and should go to federal prison for leaking that. But if I'm representing the New York Times, I say I had nothing to do with the illegal gaining of that information. So my hands are clean. I got this without any, my hands are clean. I have then a right as a news organization to publish because I have the First Amendment right. Okay. It's not just the 1970s decision, it's a 2001 decision. I have the right, it's newsworthy.
Came prepared for an hour argument, but we only have one more minute, and I'm going to ask one more question, though, because the question of who leaked it is important. We have the IRS now has become sort of a political organization.
Sure, after the Lerner example, the IRS, exactly.
It is fair to ask if they've done it again, is it not?
Absolutely, and there will be an investigation. I'm just saying that the Times can say First Amendment, newsworthy, our hands are clean, we have the right to publish it.
But do we find out whether it was the IRS that leaked it, which not only would be against the law, it would be a terrible violation of our electoral process.
If the IRS leaked it to the New York Times?
Would we find it out through a criminal case against the New York Times?
Yes, the FBI would investigate this, and if we had the IRS as their own agency leak this to the New York Times, we would have a scandal going back to, Watergate era.
So the bottom line is, even though the New York Times may be found innocent because of the First Amendment disclosure, discovery in the process of that...
that would not be innocent, though, because I prefaced everything I said with the New York Times coming with clean hands. That would not be clean hands, David.
But the key is the investigators may find an IRS link as well.
If they do, then that's not clean hands.
Lis Wiehl, great to see you. Congrats on your new book.
Thank you.